Thank you for being here in the Soul Path Amplification Experience. We are going to be working today. It's a 3-day event and it's going to be recorded. So if you cannot do it the 3 days, it's going to be, we're going to be sending by email the recordings. What we're going to be talking today in the 3 days, the first day we're going to be releasing and understanding limiting beliefs, and we're going to start removing those. Everybody has limiting beliefs, and what we're going to be doing is precisely to remove those limiting beliefs that we all have. And the second day, that is going to be tomorrow, we are going to be working in understanding what it is in entity to start, and creating a new identity, because it is possible. I have heard other people telling me, "Oh, it is not possible to create a new identity," but in reality, we can create a new identity where we can transform our life experience that we have now, because we are going to be removing those limiting beliefs and bringing the new identity that you have. In the third day, we're going to start anchoring the life that you want, the emotions that you want to feel and experience in this timeline. Whatever emotions you are, I'm not going to tell you which ones are, but they're going to be precisely anchoring those emotions. And whatever the housekeeping, it will be basically, we are going to be if you have any questions, and then I'm going to be answering the 3 questions. My name is Monica Ramirez. The Warrior of Love is my spiritual name. I am an artist of transformation. I have created this transformational system with my guides, that it was a lot of my process of precisely of healing, that that's why we choose to create this transformational system. It was, like I mentioned early, for the ones that they listen and the ones they don't, it is, I remember what is my mission to being here. And my mission, it is actually to help everybody in their own path. I being published in this system, the first level, it is in Transformation and Metamorphosis, is the first book. And I have been participated also in different books as a co-author, even one of them with Dr. Joe Vitale. I help also different I help coaches, healers, star seeds from going from the confusion to confidence, so they can design the life actually that they dream, by helping them create the freedom and empowering them to find a deeper sense of self-love, so they can be better service to the life path. Yes, I have many certifications. I call them tools in my toolbox, that it is neurolinguistic programming, that it helps to reprogram your brain and removing these limiting beliefs, that we're going to be working in this workshop with a lot of techniques of NLP. I am also a hypnotherapist. I am a certified also life coach. I am also certified soul care coach. I am a Reiki master, galactic and regular Akashic records reading. I am a minister, energy healer, and I am a master channeler too, and a podcaster, writer, public speaker, and of course, artist. If some of you follow me in Facebook, you already know that I am an artist, that I share a lot of my channeling messages through there. So we are going to be working today in limiting beliefs, in judgments, and understanding what you really want. What is a limiting belief, or what is beliefs in general? Well, the meaning of the meaning you give to an event, it is the belief that you attract. That's something that I have to be very clear with everybody, because I want you to think about that a little bit more. Read it again. The meaning that you give to an event, it is the belief that you attract. Belief is an acceptance that something it is true without any proof. Your brain is trying to make sense of what you wanted to comprehend. In a way, there's facts and there's beliefs that we all have. The belief is something that is not proven by science. Those are the beliefs that we are thinking that, let's say, if I walk barefoot, I'm going to catch a cold. That's a belief. It is not a fact. A belief it will influence us in our lives completely, and it will manage us, and it will show up in our subconscious and bring up into the conscious mind. the one that acts in your present, like right now, you're totally conscious. It is going to be working in the background, our subconscious, and that's the one that is going to be bringing to the conscious mind what it should you deserve and what you don't deserve. We're going to go more profound in that. The difference between the truth and belief, it is like I mentioned, it is not proven. One and the other one, it is by science, by different things, by our own experience too. The programming for every single human being came from the age of 0 to 7 years old. When we're little and when we're young, we're trying to make up what is going on in the world. We wanted to know how we can bring the attention from our parents, how can we be loved, how can we take care of, or how we can eat, or the adults understand that we're hungry, and more when we're babies. So that's when you see the terrible twos that everybody call, is precisely that, because we're making sense what works and what doesn't work. We notice, you can find it in many of the terrible twos, that they're going to be trying to make your attention by shouting, by yelling, by misbehaving. So like that, you're giving them more the attention. And the more that you give them the attention, they're going to need less attention in a way. So how we're programmed? We're programmed by our parents, by our family, any caretaker that are taking care of us, that the social norms, what is accepted in the social norms. And of course, when we go to school, that's another different kind of programming that we are achieving. Depends on the teachers, and each teacher is different. If you remember your teacher from first grade, it is going to be different from the second grade or even the high school. They're going to be different. Or when you go to the university, that depends on the teacher, like the caretakers. The same thing, religions. Religions, even if we are not completely into any religion, we are going to be we also have the religions that our ancestors, our parents, grandparents, etc., or even neighbors are putting on us, and our culture, whatever identification we put into ourselves. That depends on the race or where you're coming from, what continent, your language, your type of food you eat, etc. Also, those create beliefs. Like, I come from a Latino family. For us, hot salsa or chile, it is very, very common, but that doesn't mean that for every single culture they have to have salsa. I remember my dad was a very proud Mexican, so he would not sit down in the table if he did not have salsa on top of the table, because, or else it was not food. Even if you have a plenty of food or whatever, if it was not salsa for him, it was not food in the table. That it is a clear belief. Doesn't make it a fact. Well, we would do anything to we would try to please others all the time, because remember, when we were talking, since we were babies, we were trying to please our caretakers. We were trying to please the school teachers. We were trying to please others. And that's how we start becoming, that's the ego start interfering and playing with us some games. How do I cannot put you in mute, guys. Can you put yourself in mute? I will appreciate that. Let me try here. There. Okay. So then that's when the ego games really started. When we are not feeling, the majority of the human beings do not feel good enough, or that they deserve enough, or they are not feeling safe, or they're not feeling accepted, and they're always looking for approval. And that's one of the main problems that we are having in the limiting beliefs, that even if you do all the affirmations every day, that I am rich, I am love, I am this, but if there is a part of you that you don't feel that you deserve love, that you deserve to be accepted, that you deserve to be taken care of, or you are taken care of, you're not going to accept when someone is giving you the love or giving you that acceptance. So it doesn't matter how many affirmations you do, it's not going to work until you actually shift that limiting beliefs. That hopefully today you're going to be shifting all these limiting beliefs, because even there's the fear of being successful. That's one of the beliefs that many of us, we want to be successful. But at the same time, even if we want to be successful in our business, in our lives, in whatever we do, we still self doubt if we deserve to be successful. And that's the belief that makes in reality to be successful. And we start auto sabotaging ourselves. And I know many of you in here are coaches and healers and so forth. So you might know what I'm talking about, because we self-doubt ourselves, and many of us, we have even the imposter syndrome. And it goes by codes, like peeling an onion. You remove one part of the top of the onion. Like I work already that I am the imposter syndrome of me, and another layer is gonna come and show up in the bottom. So we have to be continue be working with all these limiting beliefs. Hopefully we get to the root. So like that, like a weed, we take it out from the root, those limiting beliefs, because all started in since our childhood, and it goes in our subconscious. And we're going to be talking a little bit about epigenetics, that it has also influences too. Well, the how do we recognize a limiting belief? When something is triggering you, in reality, it is making you irritated, is making you angry, or is making you sad or fear or in pain. And in pain not necessarily has to be physical pain. It has to be a pain of emotional pain that we all have. Or you're feeling out of control, that you cannot control yourself. And someone triggered you that. And or you need to judge others because you're being affected by the judgments of others. And how many of you, put me in the chat please, have you felt these emotions? Because I bet many of you have felt these emotions, because I have, for sure I have. When I something that limit me, and they used to limit me in the past, was, let me check the chat here. When we have that limiting beliefs that they are that I used to be affected by the judgments of others, when I did not want to do many things because what are the other people are going to think about me? Even just coming out and saying, I am a channeler, it took a lot of inner work to actually, I can say it out loud. Or even my name, the warrior of love, it took a lot of inner work to actually, I even say my spiritual name that my guides gave me. And at the beginning, it was not easy. It was a lot of inner work that I had to do with myself to actually say, yes, I am a channeler, and my guides gave me the name, the Warrior of Love. So I bet many of you have different triggers that you have to go into believing in yourself that you deserve that. It is given to you. Life is given to you. So happiness, to accept the happiness, what is behind that you are not accepting to be happy and to feel fulfilled? Oh yes, Erica. Oh yes, anger, impatience, judgment of others. Yes, we all have that. And the thing is, with the coaches and healers, energy workers, etc., something that we have. Sometimes we have a client, and that client is just reflect us an old self of us, or something that we have not worked with ourselves, and we're gonna get triggered. Why? Because that client is gonna reflect precisely the part that we have not worked with ourselves. That's something why I love the ego in a way, because the ego can be your best tool or your best destruction. It depends how you use it. It is a tool for a human beings, but it depends how we want to use it. So my ego, when I use it as a tool, it is when something it is triggering me. That's my ego showing me the trigger. So I have to work. Oh, this client or this person or this car that is about to crash me, whatever, trigger me. So what is behind that trigger? When I'm in fear, when I'm in irritation, or when I am sad, what is behind that? We're going to be working with those limiting beliefs, but I want you to leave you that seed so you can start thinking about when was the last time you got triggered and by what. I want you to leave you this just to your thoughts. You know, you can do it, and I would love you to share this in the group because like that I can help you, and I know where do you need more help. And just to think these questions, to write down at least 5 limiting beliefs that you have. I want you to ask yourself, where do these limiting beliefs come from? Think about it. Are those, that is a fact, the limiting belief? Like I was saying, my dad used to think that you were barefoot at home or anywhere, barefoot, you were going to catch a cold. That was not a fact. That was his belief that he wanted to put it in everybody else. The thing is, why it didn't work with me? Because I did not accept it. Because the limiting belief, it is not only throwing around and that's it. It is contagious. No, it's not contagious. You have to accept it. And obviously, when we're kids, we're more susceptible to believe everything, and most it comes from our parents or our caregivers. So that's when we accept all those programs. So I want you to ask yourself: are they a fact, or is a belief from the person that is saying it? And the third question I want you to ask: why do I have too much faith in that belief? Like the same example of walking barefoot. Why my dad had too much faith on that? In reality, his grandmother is the one that taught him that, and he accepted. So for him, it was so truth that every time he walked barefoot, he would catch a cold because it became a limiting belief, totally ingrained in his subconscious because he have accepted with faith. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense for you guys, please. Good. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you. Yes. Okay, great. Why do we get triggered by the judgments of others? We judge others by thinking that they are separate from us. We forgot that in reality, every single person, in a way, is an aspect of us. That's why we can see the mirror image in them. Everybody, it doesn't matter who it is a mirror image of us. So think on that. You're not separated from the person that triggered you. And we are for sure, we're not superior or inferior at the same time. You wanted to feel the true freedom is when we're not affected by the judgments of others. And we're going to go more deeply in this. When we judge others, we feel in a way superior. Oh, I know better than that person. I know what can make them happy. In a way, it is a way of control. If you observe that judgment, we're trying to control them and we're trying to change them because we know better. In reality, every person is different and they have their own mission. We're not more special than them. We might have more experience in certain aspects because we have done that and we have done the mistake. But in reality, The same circumstances do not apply for us. We have grown in a different families and different situations in different households with different parents. Even the siblings are different. Even if they were raised by the same parents in the same household, they're all different. So it do not apply for the same. So we're different in a way. No one is superior than anyone. Other of the big ones that we tend to judge is to judge what we don't know. If we see someone going into walking uh, 30 miles and in the sun with no water, or they have a little jig of water, and we're not walkers and we don't walk much. I'm saying it because of me. I should, but I don't. So I would say, oh my God, that person is kind of crazy walking that many miles in the sun. That is crazy. But in reality, what I'm judging is what I don't know. Because probably if I walk the 5 miles at least, I will not be judging that person. I will be applauding that person. But we tend to judge what we don't understand or what we don't know. Think about that. Think every time that you judge someone, if they're judging you or you are judging them for something that you do not understand or comprehend. Like, let's put it like this. You're more into the spiritual arena and you say to a normal person, I am a channeler, they're going to think you're crazy. You are, you need to be in the mental hospital. You're schizophrenic. You're this, you're that, because they could not comprehend a person that it is a psychic, that is a healer, or there is a channeler or a medium or whatever you want to call it. And because of that, they will judge you because of that. And now my question as a limiting beliefs is that is going to stop you being a channeler, a psychic, a healer, a medium or channel, whatever it is? Or you're going to do it either way, knowing that you're going to be judged? Yes, I perfectly happy for others to channel, not too comfortable to share that with others, to cover a year to move past that. I know when I actually open even my Facebook in Facebook, my page as Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, I did not even put my photo. I was too ashamed and afraid of the judgments of others. So I was holding myself back of who I truly am until I start working with myself and believing who I was and understanding and accepting me. That's when I start showing my photo. Now you can see it everywhere because I am not afraid to say I am a channeler. I'm a master channeler. I know different ways of channeling and I don't care what other people think. But it took a lot of inner work to do that. Now we tend to judge what, like I mentioned, like we don't understand. We judge what we can control. If I can control my daughter in any shape or form for whatever she's doing that I don't agree, that is not harmful, or at least not for me, and not even for her, I will tend to judge her for she's not fitting in my little square. Remember that belief has to it was created from our ancestor line, our ancestors for survival. That's why it was created the beliefs. In that time, it was important to understand what it was the world. The dinosaur can eat you in that time, or the tiger was can eat you in that time. We don't have the same issues now, but we still, what we try to do to understand someone, we try to put it in a little square. This person has to fit in this little square, that person has to fit in little square, that person has to fit in this square, and the person that do not fit in the squares, we're going to tend to judge them because we do not understand in what square we have to put it. And that is control. That person don't want to be in a square. Why they have to fit in a square? So we can understand them. And I experienced this as an artist. When I start painting and saying I am an artist, I start exhibiting my work, and sometimes I go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm painting. I'm very creative, and I'm very inspired creating my paintings. And I start having issues first with my mom, telling me, "Oh no, you have to sleep at this time because you have to get up early." But I was so inspired, and I continued painting. And there was the judgment, and they tried to control me. You need to go to sleep at this time. It was because she could not comprehend that the inspiration comes at different times, and I did not fit in the square that she wanted to put me. So it created conflicts. So understand that you want your true freedom. First of all, we cannot judge someone because we do not understand, and we don't have to also fit in the square of someone else to be accepted. That's a thing that we have to understand. So we're going to judge others in the same base that we're going to judge ourselves. Think on that. Every time you judge someone for whatever we do not understand or comprehend, and we judge them harshly, it's the same way that we judge ourselves harshly when we're doing something that it is different, something that gets us out of our comfortable zone. It happens with many divorcees. The people that get divorced and they marry once or twice or three times, and the third time everybody's going to say, "Oh, she had to be a slut. It has to be a terrible woman or a terrible man. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a terrible human being because he's been divorced 3 times or 4 times or whatever many times as you want." But in reality, we're in a terrible marriage. And just imagine the situation, and you're in a terrible marriage, but you're still there. So you're going to judge more the divorcees because you're still in a terrible marriage, and that person liberate themselves for something that you have not liberate yourself. This is just an example. But thinking how many times you have judged someone else for something that you don't have the guts to actually do it, do it yourself. Or thinking many situations. If you have a situation in your mind, please write it down in the comments, because I bet I have done it. I have done it, and when I catch myself doing it, it's like, oh, it's because I do not understand this, because I have not have the guts to do it. It happened to me when I was doing public speaking. Sometimes I was like, oh yeah, that person did not speak right, and that person did not. It was boring the talk, and it was this and it was that, and I was judging them. And then I realized that I was judging them because I did not have the guts actually to go into a stage and actually talking to public. When I did it myself, I forced myself. It was very uncomfortable. It was not easy. Believe me, I spoke in Harvard, and it was not easy to go and speak in Harvard and the stage. And my legs were tingling. I was almost wanted to cry, but I did it. After that, I stopped judging people that do public speaking, however it comes out, because I know how hard it is to get into a stage and actually do public speaking. So I want you to think in that. And before we go to the questions and things like that, I wanted to ask you, and please write it down in the comments. What do you want? Do you know what do you want? Let me stop the share. We're going to continue, but I just wanted to know if you know what do you want. Because the majority of my clients, when they arrive with me, they do not know what do they want. They would tell me 10,000 things what they don't want. They don't want this, they don't want that, they don't want that. But it's like, okay, but what do you want? And they don't know how you're going to get anywhere if you don't know what do you want. And that's where a lot of our beliefs comes. because we tend to even want what someone else tells us we should want. And that's where we get stuck. Because, like, my parents wanted to become a bookkeeper, and my mom wanted to I become a nurse. And believe me, I cannot be a nurse for save my life, because if someone threw up, I would throw up with them. Like, I can't. And bookkeeping, I hate numbers. That's why I'm an artist, because numbers is not my forte. Like, I have my team is the one that helped me with numbers, because that is really not my forte. So I want you to think, what do you want without the influence of someone else? We all have programs. We all have beliefs, what we should be or what we shouldn't be, because our parents or because our caregivers or because someone told us what we should be. To be more specific in what you really want. You want it to be accepted? How to be accepted? And another question, do you accept yourself? That's something I want you to ask yourself in that one. And to be in a healthy relationship, elaborate a little bit more into in a healthy relationship. What do you want in that healthy relationship? What it looks like, how it feel like. We're gonna be doing at the end of meditation that we're gonna go deeper in that, but more that you clarified how you want that, it's gonna be easier when we go into the meditation. To be surrounded by people I love, to be joy and abundance, to have freedom, to be a lighthouse for others. Those are very good ones. So you're more specific. It is more easy to get there. Be more specific. Because remember, beside of if you believe in God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. It's always listening to us. So when we are more specific, you're gonna see in this meditation that we're gonna be working with all our senses to actually bring it down. And you're gonna be working with the other work that I asked you about the 3 questions. I'm gonna be posting it in the group. Where did that belief come from? And it's a fact. And there's another question that I would like to ask. How would you like to be different? You have the opportunity. I want to ease and grace and having successful business and create an abundance and sharing all with the highest good. That was more specific. Ask you to do in the group or by yourself. Remember that everybody got their journal for free, and it should be in your email because you register. You can use that journal, and if you wanted to write it down in the group, I will appreciate it a lot. Remember, the persons that participate more, I'm going to choose 3 people so I can be giving them a session of coaching one-on-one with me, some sessions with me, and for free. That's the price. Okay, I invite you to write 2 separate lists of triggers in your journal. Think back to all the triggers that you can remember and write it out at least 15. Oh, believe me, we have a lot more than 15. That sometimes even the toothpaste, when we push the toothpaste in the middle or in the back, there's the 2 kinds of people. The ones that push the toothpaste in the middle and the ones that like it in the back. And that can be a trigger. We have tons of ridiculous triggers, and some of them are very, very important for us. There's people that loud noise they cannot take, and that's a trigger. Chewing with your mouth open, that can be a trigger. These are just ideas. So I want you to think in those 15 triggers, positive and the negative. Because the thing is this, that we're going to have beliefs that are going to be very, very useful and programs that are going to be very, very useful for us. Because a belief also and a program can be like opening the doorknob, or it can be a music that it is playing that is like, oh, it takes us. I'm from a kid from the 80s. So if you put me some music from the 80s, I transport myself from the 80s. I like that time because it reminded me when I was my 17s, 18s, when I was enjoying that kind of music and I used to go dancing. So you put a kind of Madonna, things like that. That is going to take me there. Each one of us have our own power music. And I want you to ask yourself, which one is your power song? Because we all have one. One song that we play it every time we feel depressed, that we feel uh, going down, or we need to have more energy to do chores, whatever it is. So we all have that song. So I want you to think that because that it is a triggering song, that it is in a positive way. So you're going to be writing 15 positive and 15 negative. And now in the second is I want you to think what is the outside of external influences. What do you want for your life? Be specific. Before we go into the meditation of the day and I start asking questions, I want you to in the second day tomorrow we're going to be creating a new identity. So like that, you start creating that inner change, so you can have your reality to be completely different than it is now. Let's go into the meditation. So let's close our eyes. Let's take a big breath and let it out. Let's take another big breath and take it to your stomach. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. Let's take another big breath and take it to your stomach. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. Let's take another big breath and take it to your stomach. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. And the next breath, you're going to take it to your chest. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. And the next breath, you imagine you take it to your heart. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. And the next breath, you're going to take it to the heart. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. Now in the next breath, you imagine you take it to the head. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. And the next breath, you're going to take it to the head. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. And the next breath, you're going to take it again to the head. Hold it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. Now with your eyes closed, send your awareness to your feet and imagine your feet are roots of a tree and they start going down, 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 down to the center of the earth. And in there, in the center of the earth, you're going to imagine, and I always see a heart of crystalline, indestructible, and alive, pulsing, the heart of Gaia. And you're going to put your roots in there, Mother Gaia. You're going to anchor those roots in her, and she's going to give you the love and support and all her unconditional love. And you're going to start going up, up to the roots, up, up to your feet, up to your ankles and your knees. And you're going to relax them in the here and now. You're going to go into your two legs, up to your hips. And you're going to relax them in the here and now. And now they're going to go to all your torso, relaxing all your internal organs and your external organs like your flesh in the here and now. And now into your arms and your elbows and your hands and nails. And you're going to relax them in the here and now. And now to your neck, front and back, and all your spinal cord, vertebra by vertebra. You're going to relax it in the here and now. Now into the back of your head. And you're going to feel like the back of your head like it's melting in the here and now. And the top of your head, you're going to feel how it melts in the here and now. And your forehead with your two eyebrows, you're going to feel how they melt in your face in the here and now. And your eyes, behind your eyes, they start melting in your face. And your nose, inside your nose, you feel how they melt in the here and now. And in your mouth, inside your mouth, and you feel how it melts in the here and now. And your chin, and your cheeks, and your jaw, your ears. Give yourself permission to relax. And now that you're relaxing a little bit deeper, we're gonna go into a door inside of our head. And inside of our head, we're gonna start walking some steps inside. And we're gonna go into our subconscious. In there, in your subconscious, you're gonna find the belief there's not much money to go around, or I have to work hard to make money, or I never gonna have enough money, or no one is gonna support me. So that's why I have to work harder. Whatever story you're telling to yourself about money, I want you to observe it. Don't attach to it. Just observe it. You can even remember where that memory came from. It can come from several generations on the back, or someone in the present moment, or from your childhood, from family trauma. I want you to observe it. Do not attach to it. And now, the person that told you that story, they were right. It is true what they are saying. I want you to see it as a shape, a geometrical shape. Put that belief like a geometrical shape. Any shape that you want. And I want you to put a color to it. Any color that you choose. You have a texture. Observe it. You have an aroma. Smell it. Now I want you to start searching in your body. Where do you find it in your body? It's in your legs, in your stomach, in your heart, in your head. Because we're going to pull it out like a weed. Pull it out. And we're going to give it back to source. So it can be transformed, that energy. An unconditional love for us. And we're going to look for more of that geometrical shape, of that beliefs that are in a geometrical shape, because we might have several in our body. So I want you to scan all your body. Scan them and pull it out. And give it to source or the universe or God, whatever name you want to put it. And give it to him or it. And now we're going to go to the program, to the belief that I have a role as a woman that I have to follow. And we're going to go back in that subconscious and we're going to hear out the authority figures, parents, teachers, whoever that put it on us, that our gender role tell us how to behave, how to act, what was our role for having that gender that we were born. I want you to observe the persons that they install in us. They may be right, they may be wrong. It is not up to us to observe and only to observe them. And I want you to put into that belief a geometrical shape, which any geometrical shape that you want. I want you to put a color, an aroma, and texture. And now I want you to pull it out like a weed, and give it back to source. And scan your body. You have more geometrical shapes in your body, so you can pull them out, and send it to source. Now we're gonna go inside again into the belief. We're gonna search for the belief that in this life it is gonna be very hard, or I'm not gonna be happy in this life or healthy in this life. That I'm not gonna accomplish everything that I want in this life. And I want you to observe the persons that program you that. And just be the observer and see how they play out. Now, I want you to put into that program, that belief, a geometrical shape. And now I want you to scan in your body that geometrical shape. And I want you to pull them out like a weed, and send it back to source. Send it back to source. We're going to start scanning all our body for those geometrical shapes. And you're going to pull them out like a weed, and send it back to source. Now we're going to go into the programs and beliefs, and we're going to look for the belief that I am not good enough, or that my choices are bad. And I want you to observe them, where they come from. Are they true? I want you to observe them And I want you to put a geometrical shape into that belief. And I want you to pull them out, pull them out, pull them out, and send it to source to be transformed in unconditional love for you. Now I want to scan your body, and inside your body you're gonna find more geometrical shapes. It can be in any place, in different organs. And you're gonna pull them out, pull them out, and you're gonna send it to source. We're gonna look for one belief more. I am not lovable. It is hard to deal with me. And it is hard for me to ask for help. I want you to go back in time and observe the person that told you that and that you believe that. And observe them play. Now you're gonna find a geometrical figure inside your body. And you're gonna put a color and a shape and a smell. And you're gonna pull them out like a weed. And now you're gonna send it to source. Again, you're gonna look for the shape in your body. You might find several, even in your organs. And now you're gonna pull them out, and you're gonna send it to source. Now I want you to scan all your body for all the geometrical figures that you just pull out to see if there's residuals, if there's any more. So you're gonna pull them out, and you're gonna send it to source. And you can feel that unconditional love coming back to you from source, covering you all your bodies in all the dimensions, in all the timelines. It is done, it is done, it is done. That is completely to bring you back to your present moment. Sometimes we get out of our body. We get out of our body, so it's important to bring ourselves back.